myself a promise, I won't quit, keep going till I got it. I won't give up till I'm on top.
Yo, no, I ain't the type to give up. If I do something, man, I do it till I get what I want. I turn a business out of nothing into something I love. I got a poker face, but honestly, I'm not one to bluff. I flip a...
Good morning, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're going to pick up on trying to troubleshoot the data port in the C10, and I'll explain a little bit more about what I'm doing for this video once I get up to the shop. So let's go up to the shop. This is a different day. I traced the wires for the data port, and I couldn't find anything wrong. So instead of letting that hold me up, what I did is I took the ECM out, or the computer out, PCM, and I shipped it off to get the VATs turned off, and it just came back. So I'm getting ready to put it in now, and hopefully we can get this truck started up. This is the place that did my VATs removal. So I'm getting ready to put this in and button everything else back up and see if we can get this truck to start up. All right, got the computer back in. Got the fuse box and stuff back together, and I'm getting ready to go grab a battery and see if we can get this thing fired up. Okay, so I went and got the battery, which I don't have now. I took it back, but I did some troubleshooting off camera because when I put the battery in, it still didn't crank over. So what I did is I checked out my crank relay. I jumped the wire across there and I got the starter to spinning, but it still wouldn't start up. So then I checked my fuel pump relay, did the same thing, got the fuel pumping up to the fuel rail, but it still didn't start up. So what I need to do now is I'm gonna check my fuses. I'm gonna check my ignition fuse, my ECM fuse. I reached out to the guy who turned the VATs off, and he said sometime if you check the ECM fuse or PCM fuse, if it's blown, then it won't get power to the ECM or PCM, and also you won't be able to connect to it either, which I couldn't connect to it. So I'm going to check that and do a little bit more troubleshooting and see what's going on. I also need to troubleshoot the bulkhead down there, because I noticed as soon as I put the positive cable on, the brake light on the truck inside of the dash comes on and it stays on the whole time. So evidently there's some kind of constant 12-volt wire that's feeding back into the truck that's keeping most of the power on inside of the truck. So I just got to figure that out. So all right, so I'm going to continue troubleshooting. I just got to check out some fuses real fast, and I got my jump box. I got my jump box that I'm going to put on here to provide the power to it, so I can, check everything, because I have to walk all the way back down the hill to get the battery out of another vehicle, and I don't want to do that unless I know for sure that this thing's going to fire up. So let me get back to troubleshooting. Okay, so I may have figured out why it didn't I'm not 100% sure why it didn't crank over. I still got to figure that out. But I do know why it didn't start up once I cranked it over. That relay is the ignition relay, and that relay was missing. So I borrowed the park relay from there, which is the same type relay. I put it in there. As soon as I put it in there, I heard the injectors clicking. So don't know how that relay got missing. Someone must have snatched it without me knowing it. Which is highly possible. So at least that part of it is taken care of. So what I'm going to do now is try to troubleshoot the fuel pump and the actual starter relay to see if they would click when I put in the start position. I didn't want to walk all the way back down the hill to grab that battery, but it looks like I'm in a position to where I'm gonna have to get the battery to try to troubleshoot a little bit more, because this jump box doesn't have enough power to crank it over by itself, or not power, I should say it doesn't have enough amperage to crank it over by itself without a battery. So all right, okay, so I've been doing some troubleshooting, and I'm bypassing a lot of the crank relays and stuff to see if I can get it started. And I'm gonna build up some fuel pressure real fast. See, it starts up and then it shuts off. It runs for a little while and it shuts off. So I don't know if it's something with my fuel, but I don't know if it's old fuel or what. So I'm gonna check out my fuel pressure and then go from there. I think I found my problem. Okay, so as you seen earlier, we only had 10 PSI of fuel pressure. Not sure why, but I went and bought this external fuel pump. So what I'm gonna try to do is hook this external fuel pump up, and I'm gonna bypass the fuel pump regulator just to see what pressure it gets me at the rails. And if it's too much pressure at the rails, then I'll connect it back to the regulator, and hopefully that solves the issue. There's no way this engine would run with 10 PSI fuel pressure. So I'm pretty sure that that's our issue. So right now I'm just trying to find the right fittings for this side to connect to the fuel system. So once I get that done, then we'll go ahead and get back to it. Let's see if it goes down. All right, so about to wrap things up, and I'll explain what I did and what happened when I get back to the house. Okay, just getting back from up to the shop. As you see, I got the C10 starting up. What was wrong? There were several things that was wrong, but the main issue that I'm gonna have to go back through and resolve is for some reason, as soon as you connect the battery cable, it has 12 volts constant to everything that should have key on power. So that's causing an issue. And then we wouldn't get enough fuel pressure. So I had to go get an external pump to work along with the internal pump just to get the 50 PSI of fuel pressure. So, and that's probably due to that cheap eBay fuel pump that I put inside of the tank, but I didn't want to drop the tank again. So I just put an external fuel pump on it, and it's not loud at all. You can barely hear it runs. So I still got some little final stuff that I want to clear up with the wiring, and the C10 is close to being finished. So thanks for watching. Click on that notification bell if you haven't. Click the subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next video.